cafe anyway.
Mike's Daily Podcast.
Well, this is such a surprise to see you here at Mike's Daily Podcast. My name is Mike Matthews, and I have found that
Mike's Daily Podcast.
There are lots of people getting the shot that I know, even people that I thought were not gonna go do it because they were conspiracy theorists and they were afraid of getting a shot and having little robots in their body. Yay, that's not what happens. Maybe in the world of
Mike's Daily Podcast.
some Stephen King. Do you notice I didn't say Orwell? Because I tell you,
Mike's
the conspiracy theorists
Daily
say Orwell
Podcast.
as much as they say
Yeah!
an article like the or and I go duh. That's a little too much. But, you know, this is what I found. I could be wrong. I may be right. Once in a while I'm right and I'm like, woo! Score one for the mic. Here's something I discovered today, in fact, just moments ago, that you can control the speed of your mouse, of the little mouse cursor thing on your computer. And if you have a Windows 10, yes. Oh my gosh, I have Windows 10 because Windows made me. Because Windows hates me and Bill Gates. Oh my gosh, the stuff I heard about Bill Gates. That he wants to mind control everybody. And the vaccine, he wants to vaccinate countries because he wants to control their minds. Oh, wow. And this guy that said this is like the head pastor of a big church. And I'm thinking, what, you have a congregation. What do pastors have? In order for a pastor to work, to be employed, he or she has to have a congregation. So somebody is listening to him and going, yep, that's right. That's correct.
And here's today's podcast picture.
Tell me more of that, Pastor. The podcast picture today is another picture of Dillon Beach. Yes, I know I've been having lots of them. But it's a beautiful spot. And I'd never been there, and I never took Basil the Boxer there, sadly. But I know he would have enjoyed it. But yes, see it at mikesdailypodcast.com, all the past podcast pictures. I just don't get the whole why you... okay, if this was 1980, let's say it's 1984, the year that's right, Basil. You weren't alive in 1984. And the music to 1984 was done by the Eurythmics. Annie Lennox says that's one of the best albums she's ever done. That's right, Basil. Hey, Basil. Did I ever make you watch 1984? No. The only thing I did make Basil the Boxer watch quite often, and I think he would sometimes stare at the screen and see what was going on, was the show called Northern Exposure. The late 80s, early 90s television show with Rob Morrow, John Corbett, Janine Turner, and others. Okay, so I wanted to share a little bit of interesting, helpful advice. When we rebound from this working at home thing, or from this lockdown thing. And we're starting to do that. A lot of stuff is, I heard today, New York, 50% of restaurants are opening now. Maybe because there's only 50% left of restaurants from before the coronavirus. So many have shut down. And you see that everywhere. So many restaurants have closed. And this thing with restaurants, the whole... you walk into some place, because still in California, most everything is take it to go. Although they're starting to let people eat inside. Oh, we saw that at one of my favorite Mexican food restaurants in Podcastro Valley, where we were broadcasting from, the last place on earth, Cafe anyway. But this place that I saw, this Mexican food restaurant, was letting people actually eat inside. So I was quite shocked. But they still had a nice patio outside, and the late, great Basil the Boxer would have loved sitting. There were so many restaurants I wanted to go with him, because it was always fun eating out with him. When you sit at a patio and you have him sit down, people come by and they go, oh, what kind of dog is that? Oh, it's so cute. I was talking to somebody today, and you had the last podcast, you had my lovely lady friend was on there chiming in and giving some interesting little insights. But yes, she and I met because I had Basil the Boxer with me. He was the matchmaker. And somebody pointed that out to me, and I was like, oh, yes, that's why he's so important to us even now that he's gone. We have like a little memorial to him, a little shrine, if you will. So here's things we should keep in mind even after the pandemic starts to... Well, today, our president was talking a lot about how we got to watch out and not get too comfortable and rest on our laurels, because we don't want a summer like we had last summer where we thought everything was going fine, and then all of a sudden, bam, end of summer, we get this big spike in all the coronavirus cases. So that's what we got to try and do, is not do that, and stay vigilant and wear a freaking mask. Why is this little cloth in front of your face such a big deal? Well, you can't see my smile. I could be sticking my tongue out at you. Are you that insecure? Are you that worried about that kind of thing? Oh, but the government's making us do stuff. It's silly. Next thing you know, they're going to have us stand on one foot and hop. Well, that's fine. You can live in your little secret bungalow away from the world with their tinfoil hat, aluminum all up and down the ceiling to hide you from the secret radio waves that are going to control your mind. So anyway, you should get outside is what I'm trying to say. Get outside and enjoy the outdoors, but wear a mask. But the well-substantiated hazards of inactivity can lead to numerous serious physical risks. As we go outside a cafe anyway, speaking of moving, we're outside somewhere in Podcastro Valley, and going outside in Podcastro Valley, the last place on earth. So inactivity can lead to heart disease, diabetes, stroke, osteoporosis, muscle wasting, falls, premature death. Oh, yeah, and probably being a little bit paranoid and coming up with all kinds of conspiracy theories because you're just sitting there behind the computer all day going, oh, really? So the same pastor said that there is a doctor, he gave the name of the doctor, who is saying you should not take the vaccine. And apparently she has written a book about it. And you should read the book. And when you read the book, you'll understand. It's always like you've got to take this massive undertaking. Why don't you give me like 5 boilerplate points and let me know what she's saying, and I can decide for myself if she's a wing nut crackpot nut job. Crockpot? Oh, man. I need to buy more stuff that allows me to crockpot. I love making stuff in my crock pot. I got to do it. You know what? And I got to find more vegetarian ideas for the crock pot. I'm trying to eat less meat. There's the bad fats in meat, in a lot of meats. I mean, they say fish is good for you, but the fatty fish is like the salmon, sardines, mackerel. But man, I need to crock pot. I love the smell. Some people hate that crock pot smell when they come home and they have that crock pot smell. They're like, ew. My mom doesn't like it, for example. She puts the crock pot out in the garage. She'd rather have the garage stink than the house, but I love it. I got to come up with some crock pot recipes. If you have any, call me and tell me what they are, or email me, or text me. 336MM Daily. 3 plus 3 equals 6. MM as in Mike Matthews. Daily isn't what this podcast has been for the past 2 days, and tries to be. Sometimes we get interrupted. Oh, and you can also email me, mikesdailypodcast@gmail.com. Speaking of which, there was a guy with a Gmail account who emailed me today his resume. This is for my work, for my job, my daytime job, the one I make money with, because I don't make money with this thing called podcasting. Some people make money podcasting, not yours truly, not Mike Matthews. So, because you've just heard 10 minutes of the podcast, you probably understand why. Anyway, this guy sends me his resume because he wants to work at the place that I'm at. And all he does is he emails the resume, but doesn't put anything in the body of the email saying, "Hi, my name is so-and-so. I really would like it to work for your place. I've heard a lot about your company. Here's my resume." Nope, he just sends the resume. And I tell him, this is after somebody had told me that that I also work with, that they had gotten the same email just sent without any explanation or anything. The same resume just sent attached. So I email the guy and say, "Look, to work at my company, you need to go through our career portal on our website. Here it is." And that's when he emailed me the resume. Basically he was saying to me, "Mike, I am not going to listen to a word you say. Your instructions are just nothing to me. They mean nothing to me. Here's my resume. Hire me because I'll listen to your instructions." No, oh wait, I just told you that I'm not going to listen to your instructions by showing you I'm not listening to your instructions. Here's my resume. But here's my resume. Wow. People. Inactivity kills. Maybe that person that sent that resume is a little too inactive. Globally, physical inactivity is the fourth leading risk factor for mortality, killing more than 5.3 million people in 2008. Increased screen time, yes, looking at that computer, even if it's work-related, can cause eye strain, dry eyes. Thank you, Ben Stein, for dry eyes. Also blurred vision, headache, and potential eye disease, as well as neck, back, and arm pain and strains. The good news is there are easy ways to physically be active and keep or improve strength, flexibility, balance, and endurance while maintaining social distancing. Here are a few examples. Just 5 to 10 minutes of deep breathing a few times a day brings many benefits. Yes, deep breathing. It reduces stress, anxiety, pain, heartache, and blood pressure. It strengthens the muscles responsible for breathing and clears your airways, improves energy, enhances sleep, and boosts the immune system. Take a break from sitting. Every 30 minutes, get up and stretch, stroll around the house or work, or simply stand. Even better, stand while working. Nope. That's not for me. Maintain proper ergonomics to keep good posture. Here's what I have found. People that get the standing desks eventually sit back down, or they get a stool. Or get one of those chairs that it's like they're standing. They don't stand. They don't stand the whole time. You've got to sit. When you sit down, your body is relaxed and you can think of things. It relaxes you more. It does the stress reduction like we were just talking about, and it helps you work better, maybe focus better. I do not like the whole standing idea. Just as practice yoga or Tai Chi. Yeah. Yoga's focus on flexibility, muscular strength, body awareness, and controlled breathing can potentially help ease lower back pain. Yes. Check YouTube for free videos. I will. To increase your heart rate, simply pick up the pace. I will do yoga once every 10 years. And I did yoga about 2 years ago with my lovely lady friend on Father's Day. And we went to this nice little place in Podcaster Valley and did it. And I think I'm good for the next 8 years now, because that was 2 years ago. And I only did it because she asked, and because she could laugh. I enjoyed watching her laugh at me the whole time. Because Mikey is not that flexible, and I know if I do yoga every day, I'll be flexible. I'll be like Sting. I'll be tantric and wonderful, but no. Sting can do that for me, thank you. Optimize your workplace ergonomics to improve posture and reduce neck, back, and arm pain, as well as conserve energy. Yeah, it's true. Try and try and sit up straight. I used to get the worst back pain, actually neck pain. My first job where I actually had a bit of a title and I was required to sit on the computer and I'd have to go through the 24 hours of the day and I had to be very meticulous about all the songs that were playing. This, by the way, was for B95.1 in Ventura, California, KBBY. For about a year, maybe 2 years, I was the guy going through with a fine-tooth comb every song. And we were playing, every day we'd play the same song by Bare Naked Ladies, some of the grunge rock bands, Garbage. We played that band Garbage, and then I think all the new stuff, like Rob Thomas was out at that time with some solo album. Yeah. Oh, Black Eyed Peas were big, Fergie. That was going on then. Remember those times? About 15 years ago. And my neck would be painful. And the thing that finally got my neck to feel better was I went and got a massage. My wife at the time said, hey, I'm going to go get a massage. Why don't you come with me? We didn't do one of those side-by-side table things, but I got a massage. The person that gave me the massage did that total pressure thing where they put the pressure right on the neck, the back of the neck. I thought I was going to die. But I was fine. And then I realized after talking to the masseuse that I'm just too wound up. And that the way I'm sitting there looking at the computer, I was just stressed. I was just like my whole shoulders and everything would just be like tight as can be, going, Mike, you got to look over everything as carefully as possible, Mike. That's what my muscles were saying. Hey, we're outside a cafe anyway, somewhere in Podcastro Valley. Look who's here. Hi, Mike. It's Benita the Rodeo Queen. How you doing?
It's a Disgruntled Fiddle Player. Tell you what.
What?
I like yoga with a little bit of nuts on top. Sometimes I eat it with a little bit of the stuff underneath it.
You put stuff underneath your yoga?
Yeah, yoga. I like that yoga ice cream too.
Give me strength. Look who else is here.
Hello, Mike. I make the delicious root beer. Have some right now. Oh, boy.
That's wonderful. Thank you for pouring that root beer for me. What kind of root beer is this?
This is yoga root beer. It's really good. It tastes good with nuts and a little bit of like granola. It's really good. Oh, boy.
Thank you. I'll have some.
Yeah, drink it right now. I'll cut you.
Excellent. So there's some little bits of information to help you today. Oh, hey, this little bit of knowledge. Sometimes I like to throw a little bit of current news at you. When Disneyland reopens, it will have even more of a privilege problem. When Disneyland reopens this spring, yes, the one in Anaheim, the one in Florida has been open for a while because Florida had other restrictions. California, we have the Gavin Newsom, and he was strict, and that's why a lot of people want to have him recalled. But it's probably not going to be a lot harder. Oh, it probably is going to be a lot harder for many people, for many to be able to go to the park, and not just because of the financial distress caused by the pandemic. Disney is designing a more expensive park experience. Very expensive, the top tier single day tickets, the most expensive experience. It's going to be a place for privileged people. And so many loyal fans are not wealthy. Let me tell you the story. Actually, I will never go to Disneyland again. I'm fine with just going on YouTube and seeing all the... oh, wow. $66 per day. Huh. Oh, that's with the Southern California resident ticket. A limited 3-day pass offering every spring. Oh. Okay. Well, And $700 a night on a room if you're going to stay down there. And if we're talking about people up here in the Bay Area, yeah, they're going to need a place to stay. I needed a place to stay even when I lived down in Southern California because you just want to spend the whole day there. And anywho, what I'm trying to tell you is I have found all these YouTube videos and channels that talk about Disneyland, that show you Disneyland, show you the rides. I don't ever have to wait in line again. I'm going to be inactive, sitting on my chair, staring at a screen, doing that because that's so healthy. Next show, it's going to be the wonderful Madame Rootabega, Valentino, and Bison Bentley. Thank you for listening. Tell me what you think about all of this. You can call me at 336MM Daily. 3 + 3 = 6. MM as in Mike Matthews. Daily as in what this podcast will try to continue to be. Thank you all.
Mike's Daily Podcast is written and produced and performed by Mike Matthews. His podcast is super easy to find. Download or listen to his show and read his blog at mikesdailypodcast.com. Email Mike now at mikesdailypodcast@gmail.com. See you tomorrow. Bye.
And that was episode 2213, 2213. Ooh, hope you're not superstitious or paranoid or a conspiracy theorist, but that's what that episode was. And you can hear all the past episodes at mikesdailypodcast.com.